All right, welcome back to Bearcast. This is the second part of our transitioning to high school. I'm Nolan Perkins.
I'm Golden Solo.
And today we're joined by some middle schoolers. We'll start over here. Let's introduce our...
I'm Grady.
I'm Madison.
Cooper.
Neely. Allie.
And today we're going to be doing a Q&A session. Let's just get right into it. What are you guys some questions you have about your transition to high school?
All right, is high school as different as middle school that people say it is?
So high school, I'll start as high school is not as stereotypical as it sounds. A lot of people make it out, like I guess if you watch movies and see high school, it's not this thing full of bullies taking your lunch money and pitting you against lockers. I've never seen that happen other than G in the hall with us now. She's doing it to me. High school really is a lot different than you guys might expect it to be. And it's really just, I don't know if you can even explain it. It's just, you kind of got to experience it.
High school is a lot different than middle school, but it's not in the way you're expecting it to be. You do have a lot more freedoms than you do in middle school. Like, I mean, there's just a ton more things. Like, I mean, your phone's is the biggest one. Yeah. You can have your phone. You're able to text your parents and stuff.
You just don't get in trouble for as much the most strict stuff ever. I mean, depending on the teacher, of course, but it's just more free. Like we were talking to you guys about earlier, me and Nolan just came into Miss Lee's class earlier just because we could. And so in middle school, you probably can't really do that, especially with the different scheduling, but we can get into that later.
Yeah.
So next.
All right, which one, both of you guys, which one did you like better, block or like hourly scheduling?
Did you ever get to experience
that?
Yeah,
I did. I went to Junction Hill in my middle school career, but we did do hour scheduling. I prefer block scheduling a lot more. The hour scheduling, it does give you a considerable amount of less homework because, I mean, you don't have as much time to do it. Mm-hmm. But the hour scheduling makes it where you have that class every day, and that kind of gets boring. You get the difference when you're at the block scheduling. You know, you have to go to the same classes every single day. And so it's not as repetitive. There's a little bit of a grace period, I guess is what you can say, between your classes. So it gives you more time to do the homework. They do give you a slight bit more since you have an extra day to do it. But I would say block scheduling is my preference.
That's the other thing too, is that there's goods and bads. You have less time, but you have less time in an hour scheduling. Like for your classes, a body conditioning example, you wouldn't hardly be able to get anything done. You'd press the bar up once and then you'd have to go to class again. So that's another thing, the block schedule. It also gives you just more variety and more stuff to look forward to. I think we get one more class too, because I think we have 8 hours from 8 to 7 and we have 8. And so it's just, you have more time to do stuff and it's more interactive rather than just sitting there for 45 minutes and then going somewhere else.
Yeah, and block scheduling, you have an hour and a half in each class. What is it, 45 minutes in hour scheduling?
Something like that.
48.
48, yeah. So, I mean, you have more time to learn the topic you're talking about. You have more time to do the homework in class. Like most teachers, they give you the last 45 minutes of class or 30 minutes to do the homework they assign, and you can get a lot of it done in that time. So,
all right. Next question.
Does block scheduling make it easier or harder to keep track of like assignments and homework?
That's a good question. When you get into block scheduling, I would say you should probably keep some form of calendar or some like way to remind yourself, because I mean, that extra day is nice to do the homework, but sometimes, I mean, if you have like a basketball game, track meet, any kind of sporting event the day after you get the homework, you can forget about it pretty easily. I personally have done that, is forgot about the assignment. So in a sense, it is harder to remember the assignment you got because you do have that longer period. But as long as you have like some kind of mental note to yourself that you have a homework assignment, it's much easier.
Okay.
No one here did this weekend. He had an entire weekend to do his American government assignment.
That is true.
He rolls up to school on Monday morning about 7:55.
Yeah.
Writing down his vocab that was due that exact morning.
That
up at 12 in the morning.
That's a good thing to bring up, actually, is if you have a class Thursday, you won't have that class till next Monday. So that's like 3 or 4 days that you won't be having that class.
Very easy. And algebra 2 a bunch of times. It's really easy. Mm-hmm. So as long as, but like you said, if you have the mental state that, hey, I have homework, especially if you get it done in class and especially in bear time, if you have that opportunity, which we'll get into that more later, I guess. But it's, yeah, you do have more time, but it's something to manage. It's more yourself and how you manage it.
Okay. Someone else go.
They're a skeet shooting club or something. I thought I heard about that real fast.
Trap. This is my time to shine. So FFA trap shoot, that's a really popular club of ours. We have an incredible trap team, an incredible opportunity to. Both of our ag advisors are incredible trap shooters, great teachers to learn from. And so that club specifically, I've not been in it personally, but I've heard lots about it. It's a lot of fun. Supposedly, like I said, I've not been in it, but it's exactly what you say. You go out to the range for practices every now and then you'll go to your meets and whatnot. And so it's really just, yes, there is one, and it's a fun experience.
You gotta pay for your ammo you use.
I'm pretty sure they provide some ammo if you absolutely have to have it. They do provide ammo. Okay, Zach's telling me back they do provide ammo, but it'd probably be best to bring your own. Don't you think? Yeah, okay. Especially with the price of it now.
Yeah. You brought, I mean, the ski shooting team, I'm not a part of it, but Willows High School does offer a large variety of clubs. I mean, there's a club for almost every, like,
You can almost
hobby or clique that you want to be involved in. So I think we do a really good job of that in the high school.
Okay, well, what about the lunches and class times? About how long they run?
So it's different for freshmen and sophomores. So we split it up between freshmen and sophomores and juniors and seniors. So it's basically 2 hour, an hour long at the total. So your freshmen and sophomores for the first half of the hour, they're going to go to their bear time class, which is basically just a 30-minute sit and do whatever. I mean, it's hard to explain. It's like advisory. You guys have advisory at the end of the day. It's pretty much that for 30 minutes. And then we go to lunch. Our lunch is actually shorter than theirs. Ours is only like 25 minutes. Theirs is like 30 something. Yeah. So, but it's about 55 minutes. And if you're a freshman or sophomore, you get the shorter end of the stick. Exactly.
And our lunches, you can go into the lunchroom, you can get your lunch. And also right outside the lunchroom is the Bare Necessity store. And that is just basically, you can get Uncrustables, chips, drinks, just small things. You guys have a Bare store in the middle school, but you go on a point system. The Bare Necessity store is actually like cash currency.
Okay.
And then another thing, I'll go ahead and hit on this now. School lunches are way different. We have microwaves. That might have microwaves now. Do you know? Okay, so you can bring pretty much anything you want and microwave it.
Yeah.
G, like we were talking about earlier, now goes by mac and G's. Because he eats bowls of mac and cheese almost every day and that's his entire diet.
Yeah, you'll notice that almost every classroom in the high school has a microwave. I mean, the teachers don't necessarily want you to use their microwave, but the lunchroom is 3, I think.
There's 3 in the lunchroom.
And then the Bare Necessity store is 2.
And there's even 1 in here. So basically anywhere. So that's another thing.
Okay, are there more classes to pursue what you're wanting to do as your career?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Basically anything you can imagine, especially with the VOTEC programming now, and we have some on-campus CTE classes. There's anything you can imagine from vet science all the way to welding. Basically, there will most likely be a class for, and even if not, I'm pretty sure Ms. Patton has been able to get some classes together where you can take a course online.
Yeah, launch classes.
Yeah. So anything you want, we will most likely have a class for.
Yeah, the CTE program next year that they're putting together, I think they're starting off with 3 CTE program classes. Yeah, there's 3 of them.
Criminal justice, basic aviation, and carpentry.
Yes. And then you have the VOTEC program. You go to West Plains.
You're at West Plains for the second half of the day.
And then media will be over there too.
No, yeah, multimedia too will be over there. So this stuff will be in the VOTEC buildings.
What sport would you say our high school is the best at?
Ooh, and that's
Very political question.
every sport will tell you that they're the best. Every sport will. I would say that our school. This is coming from me.
I'm gonna say golf.
You were gonna say golf. I would say that our school. I was gonna say our school's a running school.
Our school is a pretty good running school, especially every year tennis. That too.
Tennis is one of those sports that just kind of sit behind the scenes and don't really talk much, but we do send people every year in tennis pretty much to state. But we do that in cross country too. I think every year in high school we've sent at least
One of the most unrecognized sports would probably be the best. It's also because the systems are slightly different, but even still, like our golf team got second at districts last year, unheard of. No one even cared. And then we had
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you just not. We didn't know that. Basketball team won districts last year. That was all the talk. When of course it's basketball. That's the most popular sport. That was a really political question. We're gonna narrow it down, and we're gonna say either golf, cross country, or tennis. I would say.
We graduated a lot of seniors last year.
Yeah. Otherwise, I would say basketball, just because we went
We
district.
made it to Sweet 16 last year, didn't we?
We did.
Or it was
Elite Eight.
Elite 8. It was,
Admission decided to rank us 10th.
anyways, that's a whole other topic with public schools and private schools.
Yeah. Lisha, get yourself.
What's the most challenging part of high school?
Ooh.
Depends on the class you take.
Yeah.
Most challenging part of high school.
The most challenging part of high school. Would you say it's keeping a schedule?
I don't know. I mean, That's one thing, is keeping track of all your homework and stuff.
Especially if you're like a student athlete
If you're a student athlete, that's
and also involved in a lot of clubs.
one pro tip: do not put your core classes at the end of the day. Yeah, that's one of my biggest pieces of advice. You'll miss out a lot, and you'll have a lot of work to make up. That's the one thing. Is
Put them in second and third blog.
But a really challenging part, it really all depends on the class you take. Because, like, some people would consider a college class super challenging. I'm not in any college classes right now, so I don't really face any challenges in high school.
You're in college prep, aren't you?
College prep, yeah.
That's technically, it's a technically a college class. Your senior year.
Yeah.
I don't know. It really does matter based on like what you put in your schedule. If you come into high school and you put on your schedule like advanced PE, body conditioning, regular PE, lifetime sports, so those are all 4 different classes you could take in 1 year technically, then you're gonna have a super easy high school career. But if you want to be if you want to go beyond and you put like advanced physics, college chemistry, you're gonna have a rough time. But in the end, it does work out better for you because then you don't have to take those classes in college. Because when you get into college, you have to spend tons of money on those classes. They're like thousands of dollars.
Here at Willow, at 200.
Yeah, they're $200 here at Willow or something like that. So
There's not really one said most challenging part, I would say, other than just scheduling, maybe.
if you go into classes that you really enjoy, and you're in a clique that you really enjoy with clubs, it won't be challenging per se, but you will have to like keep an eye on your schedule to make sure, you know.
You just gotta know how to manage your stuff. But I don't really know if there's necessarily one said most challenging thing.
I would say
It's whatever you make it.
Yeah.
Really. So I don't know if it's just what you make of it, I guess.
Yep.
Have people been shot in trap club?
Not that I'm aware of. Ratchet most blew out a hole in the side of the shed though with a shotgun on accident.
Well, at least we know our chances of survival are relatively high.
Very true.
Any other questions?
Oh, I had one. For you guys, did maturity level change starting freshman year?
My maturity level changed after freshman year. So I don't want to diss on the freshmen.
No, we have to.
We have to. Okay, freshmen, I'm so sorry. They think too much of themselves. They tried way too hard. Last year I was, and I see where I am now. I'm talking about this now because I've noticed that the freshmen can really be just
A lot.
They're trying to fit in, but it's just like, you're annoying. Stop. So maturity really increases after freshman year, and once you see the freshmen and you're like, oh my goodness, I was one of those, and you realize that they are stinking annoying. And so I've kind of realized, I've developed the habit of realizing that popularity does not exist in high school anymore and stuff like that, and really just realize that nobody cares.
No.
No one cares.
No.
If you wear the same thing 2 days in a row, no one's going to notice. No one cares. So it's really just developing the mindset and maturity that I am who I am. You're not really going to change that. And it's just that no one cares what you think. And I don't care what anyone else thinks.
Yeah.
Anything else?
The only thing I have for the upcoming freshmen is if you go to the freshman hall, you can tell the distinct smell changes from the commons area and then the freshman hallway.
Yeah. They need to put like one of those little trees.
Yeah.
We need to hang.
We usually listen to students. So that's my only thing.
Just you upcoming freshmen, invest in a little tree.
Yeah.
In your locker.
Yeah.
Maybe we get a nice scent coming through.
There's one thing. So I was switching. We're talking about the freshman class. Okay. So the new body conditioning room is in the Modoc building. There's no showers in there yet. There's no showers.
Bring deodorant,
So
please.
make sure you bring deodorant for after body conditioning classes or PE classes because we don't have any showers up there yet. Wow, man, that's crazy. Yeah, we're taking the body conditioning room, moving it down to a training facility. Hopefully it's done by the beginning of the next year. They have been released. They've done the plumbing.
They laid the dirt.
Yeah, they laid the dirt, done the plumbing. They said it should be done by the beginning of next year, and that's going to be really, I mean, I don't know if you guys have heard anything about it, but the body conditioning is going to be in there. There's going to be a short 40-yard fly runway for sprinters. There's going to be
1 or 2 batting cages.
1 or 2 batting cages in there. I think they're even putting like a portable driving range in there for you guys, which would be really cool.
Lucy Williams.
That's what I heard, but I mean, this is all rumor. So
Rumors spread quick. I
Yeah.
that's true.
it will keep you guys up in the loft of the old gym. Okay, so we have some questions for you guys. What kind of clubs are you guys interested in? What do you want to see when you come up into the high school?
I'm interested in FBLA. I've just heard a lot of good things about it.
Our FBLA advisor is very happy back there. So So yeah, FBLA Club. You're asking the right guy. I am the president of the FBLA Club. We actually have a very active FBLA club in the high school. I've been around and I've seen other high schools FBLA clubs. They pretty much just kind of stick to their competitive events that happen every year, and that's all they do. Here at Willow, we are very active at the high school. We do a lot of fundraisers for it.
We stuff like this, like this in the school.
This going on. This is technically a branch of the FBLA Club, Bear Media Productions. So we go pretty in depth in our FBLA Club. But yeah, I would say we have a great one. We do have our competitive events. State is coming up in April 10th? 16th. April 16th is our state. So we have one of the better FBLA clubs.
I'm definitely interested in like photography and stuff, but I've definitely heard that, that's freshmen get like last pick of everything, and it's one of the more popular ones. And
Photography 1 is more of a class where it is kind of a lower classman class, because our photography class is actually split up into multiple classes, like with a bunch of prerequisites, where photography 1, 2, and I think it goes up to 3 even. So photography 1 as a whole is probably really an easy class to get into. Miss Martin is great with that class. I'm sure she's a great teacher. I myself haven't had her person take it, but looking at the photos in the hall, they obviously know what they're doing, and they've learned a lot about photography and everything they need to know. But where you hear that is mainly with your classes like woodshop. That's a class where freshmen really don't get into that a lot. We have the first pick. Yeah, so it's your really big classes. Lifetime sports is another one. You guys already have the option for that, I don't think. And it's so big that you can only take it once. So I haven't even taken it yet.
No, I'm saving that.
I'm saving that for probably next year, our senior year, I guess. So it's really just your big classes where you're limited to what class you're in, because your seniors will get your first pick and your juniors and whatnot. But with your lower classes like that, you're most likely going to get it.
Yeah. Are you talking about ski? What clubs do you like to be in, or like what kind of cliques do you like?
I don't know.
Okay. Do you have anything? Like clubs
like
wise?
all sports.
Sports. We don't have any sports clubs, but any
Clubs,
No.
I mean, we have FCA, but that's not
Yeah.
really sports necessarily.
You're the FCA, aren't you?
I am.
I'm just FCA for.
There's just much FCA. We are actually starting to become more involved as FCA, as we really kind of chartered ourselves as an actual chapter now this year, and we're getting more involved in stuff with more events actually coming up and going into stuff. FCA as a whole, though, normally in general, we meet Wednesday mornings at around 7:40, and then do a quick devotion, kind of talk about our Jesus, get our Jesus fix for the morning, and then go on about our days. I don't know if you consider FCA, but also Monday mornings at 7:50, we normally meet at the flagpole, and we pray right before the morning and just get a good start to the day. Yep, see you at the pole. And that's, FCA is just kind of, there's not a lot to talk about right now because we haven't really dug in since it's more of our first actual year as FCA. So that's just another thing as an athlete. But as an athlete, there's not really any clubs. But there's a lot of sports involvement that you can do and get involved with your sport.
If you have a really nice coach, you can do 2 sports at once.
This is true.
Who normally leads the FCA on Wednesdays?
Really, there's not one said person. We actually have multiple people. It'll be one week, we'll be like, all right, this person did it this week, and he volunteers for next week. And then if not, then we'll kind of, behind the scenes, we'll have our president, which is Stacy. She does almost everything because she's just a great student. And she normally just finds someone and just asks them, hey, do you want to do something this week? And then they talk. And they come up with about, not even, I'd say it's like 1 to 2 minute devotion. And then Jeff's really good about that on adding more to it and talking more. Mr. Knapp is our, what would you call it, in-school representative, I guess. And so he also jumps in a little bit, but it's really just whoever we pick, kind of. And you can volunteer as well. It's more of a volunteer, though.
You know anything about Quiz Bowl?
We do have a quiz bowl.
I don't know a thing about it.
Mr. Hummel is in charge of the quiz bowl. They meet once a month or once every other month to do practices. They have like their buzzers and everything in there. I mean, that's definitely Mr. Hummel question. I'm not involved with the quiz bowl, but they have SCA competitions. I don't know if they have it. Do they go to? I don't know if they go to district competitions. They might.
You're asking the wrong guys about Quiz Bowl.
But we do have a quiz bowl club. Mr. Hummel is in charge, and they do meet once a month.
Any other clubs?
have you guys heard about like people trying to find out whether Willow wants to start doing beta club for high school?
That's a good one. I was part of the beta club when I was in middle school with Junction Hill.
So me, Grady, and Cooper.
our high school does not have a beta club. I'm not sure anybody in our high school knows about beta. But if you wanted to start a beta club, you would have to find somebody who would, like a teacher in the high school who would want to be an advisor. And that is a club that you could definitely get started probably. You have to find an advisor, find some people that want to join it, and then you could go from there though. But I mean, the counselor would definitely probably would like to help you with that if you wanted to ask. Our counselor is very good about if you have questions answering them. You know, she does her job very well.
Do either of you know anything about FFA?
I know what you think about it.
Treasurer, right?
No, I'm the area.
Oh, you're area treasurer, yeah.
Just secretary for now. FFA is a lot. We do a lot. We are the what's the proper word? We have the most members of any club in the entire high school, with 120, which would be roughly 25% of the school, and enrolled in FFA classes. FFA as a club, we do a lot, really anything. Gosh, recently in the springtime, we do have our competition and stuff, and so that's really busy. So we don't really involve in the community as much. But throughout the fall, we also have contests in the fall, like trap and speaking contests, which probably don't interest a lot of people. I'm one of our only public speakers, but we do a lot of, I guess, community service. Sometimes we just have a lot of events. We do a lot of member involvement too. Some of our events we like to, gosh, I don't even know how to explain. There's just so much to it. FFA as a whole is just a leadership opportunity. Mm-hmm. It's just a big opportunity. It's nothing that you want to miss out on. It's often easily misinterpreted actually, where people think it's just like cows and plows and just farming. All right, so we wanted to thank you guys for your time coming out, asking us questions. Hopefully we were able to answer anything you had. I know I myself really probably didn't do a great job because I'm not very good with extemporaneous speaking and improv. But hopefully we were able to answer those questions. And so thank you guys for just coming out and sharing your thoughts with us. And we hope that you guys enjoy high school, pretty much. Simple as that. Thank you.